To the Ridge of Goal. And another page. Hey guys, say, what are you guys doing all the way back here? You know, it's not so bad here, I was thinking, and I got some pretty good stuff. I think you ought to check it out. That's nice, that's nice. Here, have this. These costs don't seem to be going down, but that's okay. Like, we're pretty good on talismans. I don't really feel the need. So yeah, let's go ahead and get it. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Hey, Faye. Oh, wait, let's not forget Paige, but we'll get to you in a sec, Faye. The Ridge of Goal, in the words of Luz Clarion, 100 Minds, the Scholar. The Serpent Titan Gandroth turned to brittle stone not long after his death, of that you may be certain. What remains is a flat, elevated basin that stands us closer to the heavens. Upon the fallen Gandroth's hide, the stars themselves alight, and you shall know you stand on sacred ground. We set the metal sigils, lit the candle flames, and we emblazoned on the rock-like forms of the sigil of our passage to and from this land, and then the stars themselves, they did reply to us. They sang, shining bright, their voices loud and clear. We understood their cadence, and we knew how often to return. Who does Faye represent? This is the Headwind. That's Ruki, right? Yeah, Jomar Many-Mane. Sneck, Bertrude, Volfrid, Sir Gilman, Jodariel, Tizo, and Pamitha. Is there I think Savage is the name for the class, right? Savage, yeah. Is there a Savage Scribe? Let's take a look at Kael'mir Rope Collar, Chief Aide of the Emperor of Sar. That's not a scribe. Is that lore gonna come and be important? Like, Faye doesn't really belong in terms of like matching up with the rest of the group. That's interesting. It'd be really cool if that turns out to be some twist, like the what's her name? I forget the name of the character, but in the Weston game, there's a character who's like, I don't want to spoil it, but like, if you've read the Weston game and you remember the details of the Weston game, it's not even like a very important plot point, but like, there's a thing in the Weston game that this is like. Go read the Weston game. It's a very good book. Faye seems to be speaking to herself again. She's unaware of her presence, or shows no sign of it, at least. Mercy, freedom, they are intertwined. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. She was reciting passages from the Book of Rites, though to your knowledge she cannot read. Freedom to the worthy. The downside cannot let us all go free. Thus, freedom to the worthy. Is that not so, O Saint Triesta? Is that not the conclusion which you formed with your 7 most trusted friends? Okay, that's the harp scribe. Interesting. She pauses for a while as though listening and nods her head from time to time. Yes, I see. Well, I am ever grateful to you, Saint Triesta, for your guidance and your presence. And I wish all of your friends safe passage there among the stars. It must be so very beautiful out there. With your wings you can fly freely, can't you, Saint? You can visit me at any time, come and go as you please, from the stars all the way here. You do not need a pair of wings in order to be free. I know, and yet sometimes I wish I was like you, or like Miss Pamitha. But I know I am the way I am because I'm meant to be this way, and I know that you are always watching. So thank you, Saint Triesta Terthis. Thank you and your friends. She wanders out into the afternoon, leaving you there to consider her words. In the Commonwealth, her unwavering faith in the 8 scribes would have been seen as a delusion. Such prayer or communion was forbidden. Scribes were mythical figures, but even they worshipped the stars, and it was the stars that lighted the way for the founders of the Commonwealth. Or so its leaders taught. Interesting. Alright. Let's level up some sigils, huh? So we can cast farther and faster. You can't be leveled up. You cost less stamina. You jump farther. You deal more damage, and you don't have any... Well, let's give you a thing. What do we have left? Get some coins if you win after being banished. That one is helpful. I want to keep that one. And we don't have much... As much as I love making the money, we don't actually have that much to buy at this point in the game, so... let's level up Jodariel's. Let's give you a +3, and we'll hang on to our +4s for now. We're doing pretty good. Yeah, cool. Let's commence the rite. Everything is set for the rite to commence, and all is quiet amid the lush overgrowth of the Ridge of Goal. All there is left to do is wait for nightfall to set it. You observe Sir Gilman sliding back and forth, back and forth. You sense something is weighing on his mind. This night. This night. This night. This night is not a night at all. This knight betrayed his former commander, abandoned his brethren of the Sea Dominion. But what is knighthood even? What is knighthood if it means having to follow such a craven as that Sir Deluge? Cease this nonsense, Gilman. Focus on the right. Focus on the right. Focus on the right. He notices you finally. Oh, Master Reader! This knight did not see you there just now. Such was his preoccupation with the task at hand. Know that this knight stands prepared. He has no misgivings whatsoever when it comes to battling his ex-triumvirate. Please consider letting this knight participate, for he has honor to restore. Then a glimmering within the sky draws you and his attention. Let's effing bump it up.
Endriga the Widow.
Affect your adversaries. Oh, shall be more cunning.
Islak Astralborn.
Your adversaries shall each have +8 quickness. That is quite a bit.
Unfathomed blurness.
Let's not have both of these active. We get less health and they get more. But I want to unlock these chapters of the book, so I want to... Oop. Didn't mean to have the sound turned on. We could turn that off. I want to slowly work my way up. I don't want to bump up to 5 or whatever. Brave Bertrude can pounce long distances to the right or catch several adversaries in her Aura Blast. Oh yeah, that's right. She has a big thing, yeah.
The much vaunted reader hath returned.
Thank you.
And it would appear her ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Pyre Hearts. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
Making me nervous only having 70 at the start. Gilman, still not abandoned your new friends like all your other duties and responsibilities? Sir Deluge wrestles with his mask for a time. This knight is most surprised that you have the courage even to show yourself. You speak of courage, Sir Deluge, but this knight has little else to say to the likes of you. That figures, Gilman. You are no knight at all. You are a teensy minnow swimming in a sea of minnows many, many times your size, and with much more honor, too. Then something comes over Sir Gilman. But just as soon it fades, Sir Gilman slinks away. Disgraceful! You, Nightwings, you are stupid to have taken that one in, and you are no good at the rights. And another thing, we do not fear you! Oh, she's just going in. Hold a moment, reader. The crone Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the raiments of the rights. Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you became familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good Bertrude, please show the reader something of your aptitude. We expect thou shalt be soon inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far. Pounce.
Bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full. Now I have to wonder what became of her accomplices. Of one accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
Yeah, that's a killer when you're fighting against folks, because the fact that it's kind of slow actually makes it way more useful, I feel like. Because you can't just jump out of the way. Press E while flashing. Oh, you gotta time it just right. I think. Oh. You have to wait until after, I guess. Now then, reading one, know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with ye because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rights, and we shall aid ye in that plan. Thus we are at thy disposal, and we await thy bidding. Good to know. You can be part of the Valkyrie squad.
Now let us get started.
Alright, we should get familiar with her. Oh, she has a lot of inspiration. Let's go ahead and get Bertrude. Well, let's have Sir Gilman be, quote, first.
Sir Gilman.
Then let's get Sir, Big Bertrude. And so, yeah, we got Deluge. If the bearer is banished, an ensuing blast can banish adversaries in a radius. Okay, that's pretty spooky. Lady Seagrass gets +4, and Lady Shelley has no talisman. Who has inspiration? Tizo and Pamitha both have a little. Let's get Pamitha in there. Yeah, ye little wretched beings would be wiser not to threaten one of ours. Come then, Nightwings! Show this knight how you defend the honor of that miserable minnow whom you harbor. On guard! Interesting that Bertrude got the dialogue there and not Sir Gilman.
Commence.
I can fly. The pounce is good. Oh, no, not again. That's it, that's the whole dialogue.
There goes the orb.
Dang.
A brave braver than expected act from Sir Deluge. How comical.
Old.
A bit of a blunder.
Sometimes I can't tell what's happening.
You'll have to do better than that.
They're just having fun.
Pamitha has doused the
Sure have.
The Nightwings now are closer to achieving victory.
Aha!
Poor little bug-eyed worm.
That's a good pounce. I like that pounce.
Dove into the flame. How sad for that one there. Oh,
Ow. Uh-oh.
quite foul for the Nightwings.
I mean, if you want to give me enough time to recover, thank you. Nice.
Splendid.
Aw, down to 2? Dang. So close.
A second wind. Yes. I never.
Sorry!
And it is done.
Glad we could get Sir Gilman the last stand there.
Nightwings prevail.
Scribes chosen.
They hardly deserved it, though, if you ask me. The right is ended.
Curse you! Gilman, you were a fool to abandon us, and now you only twist the dagger in our backs. You still do not seem to understand, Sir Deluge. This knight is no longer beholden to the likes of you. This knight is bound only by the path toward enlightenment. Your words ring false! You are unfit to lead! Shut up! You know exactly who you are, Gilman. You call this knight a craven, yet your courage is a mere facade, and everyone knows, everybody knows, this knight shall see to it. Sir Gilman does not respond, although you sense the words of Sir Deluge got to him.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
Big ups for Big Bertrude. She didn't even get all of her inspiration cashed in. Thus do our grasp of ancient sorceries grow stronger still. Alright. Passions of the Wild Witch, writes masteries enhancing Crone's ability to recover against all odds. Molten Milithe's dour disposition belied her unyielding determination to gain mastery in all things. Or Southern Bogs, enhancing a Crone's ability to press her advantage. Those who withstood Milithe's teachings found they long kept prodding at the edges of their understanding. Hex of Victory. While Bertrude's Pyre has more fire than the adversary, she deals an additional 5 damage. Many sought out Molten Milithe in hopes that she would either give them blessings or else curse their enemies. When Bertrude's Pyre has less than the adversary, she deals an additional 5. The Wild Witch would claim that for each of her successful sorceries, 10,000 others failed. I like that. I know with the Titan stars, we're going to be starting below more often, at least at the beginning of a match. But I do like this, just more damage when we're winning I feel like that's pretty good.
The secrets of the Wild Witch revealed. Until the next round.
After triumphing over the Pyre hearts in a pitched battle, you return to the wagon to find Wolfred and the lone minstrel in the midst of conversation. Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Nor I, Wolfred, sir. Then Wolfred notices you there. Reader, Tariq and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky, is all. It appears that the star of Kaelmer Ropecaller is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos do not anticipate this. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. Did I call it? Is the lore happening? You see only a single shining star illuminated far above. It is just as Wolfred indicated. You regard the looming star, discern where it leads. Blue. The rogue star. The rogue star burns bright over an isolated little island in the Sea of Solace. Barker is already on his way. I know we don't have much of a choice, but what have we got here? Alright, so yeah, we will knock down the distance and then fight the Essence at Liberation, I would assume, unless we get one more match in between now and then. I keep forgetting to read the calendar. Medium, the 21st of 10th moon, 8:37 AS. I think this group is truly beginning to work together. Perhaps soon these Nightwings shall be superior even to their glory days. Well, cool. Let's go. Give me the lore. I'm honestly very proud that I caught that little discrepancy very shortly before it appears to maybe become plot relevant. I'm happy with it. I'm proud of myself. I'm smart. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kaelmer, deep within the deathless tempest. According to the star, the traitor Kaelmer Ropecaller fled to the strange isle and met a fitting end. A tempest raging in the Sea of Solace seemingly for all eternity, the storm that arose after the death of the sea titan Unfathomed Plurnus never has entirely subsided. Have you been there before, Tariq? So long ago I scarce recall the time, only the scent. It is the place from whence the creatures native to this land spring forth. Reader, let's not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth at dawn and soon see for ourselves what to make of it. Sure thing, boss. 2, 3, 4. 4! We got 4. Oh, because of all the constellations. Endriga the Widow and the word of Underking Ores. The boundless Sea of Solace and a blackened star are all of what remains of the blood titan Endriga. After this one's exile, he was joined by many of his bravest worm knights, who awakened the blood titan inadvertently while searching the downside's murky depths. Endriga was most displeased to see her hibernation end and vowed to 4 ages of torment on us and on our sea dominion. Our assault was grander than can be described and lasted days and days and days. The noblest of worm knights fell upon her massive form as waves which dashed themselves against the rocks. Our resolve eventually exceeded hers, and she collapsed into the seas and disappeared. This one alone remained to tell of it. I think we've done that one. Yeah, we get a little strong, I keep forgetting. Unfathomed Plurnus. In all of this one's conquests, never has the Underking confronted such a foe as the Sea Titan Plurnus. That grand and hideous wench presented nigh inestimable peril for whomever sailed or swam the downside sea. Tales of her monstrosity long spread across the world. The Underking was undeterred, nay, this one made it his life's mission to give her recompense. Emboldened, having felled her cousin Endriga, he drew her out of hiding and then sailed the remains of Dazraban, the doomed ship, with its sharpened prow straight into her heart. Huzzah! The catastrophic detonation which ensued left no surviving witness save one. The Underking survives to speak of it and write of it, which he shall do repeatedly. How convenient. Islak Astralborn. So this is the big one. This is the one that all the other crones are. Bookworm. All the other crones are trying to achieve. The foul name of the Star Titan is written here but once. Do not invoke it lest you aid its reawakening. It sups upon despair and fear and doubt, and land such as our own. 'Twas our mighty mistress Milithe who tracked the Astralborn monstrosity within its loathsome pit, where it lay nursing wounds sustained from traveling across the stars in search of simple prey. The wicked Astralborn could drive a lesser creature to the brink of sanity Sorry, I read that as like it could almost make you sane, and I was like, that's an interesting twist, but no, I think it's just make you insane. To the brink of sanity with a mere passing glance, but not Milithe. She cast upon the fiend 100 words of binding, each one more binding than the last. I don't know why I find that funny. With the creature's incandescent skin, we bound this book and bound ourselves unto the stars. Like, either she had 100 different, like, binding spells prepared, and she just started with the weakest one and worked her way up, or all 100 words of binding do the same thing, but it's just, like, adding on to the effects one after the other, and Under King Horus is like, yeah, and that helped, and then that helped even more, and that helped even more. Like, that description is really funny to me. I don't know why. Alright, and then we also have the Pyre Hearts. In the words of How to Swallow. The Pyre Hearts all follow in the path forged by the Under King Horus, whose many mighty deeds exceed the smallest stature that somehow contained him. His is the most spirited triumvirate, their courage unfaltering, their hearts full. They live always with vigor, and perhaps they die with it as well. They are the Under King's own kind, as at home above the sea as in it, never ceasing, ever longing as they do, for something more. The Under King chose wisely for these qualities, and teaches that a life devoid of passion is a life devoid of life itself. That burning passion is the fuel that drives the Pyre Hearts, and in turn, us all. Cool. Speaking of former Pyre Hearts, Sir Gilman is in a contemplative mood. He's been rather quiet, at least more than usual, ever since his confrontation with Sir Deluge. He notices he's there and slides forth in a solemn manner. This night, he knows what he shall do now when all of this is over, Master Reader. We Worm Knights, we are all born and raised to prove ourselves superior to all the other billions of our kind, to lead our lives, however short, with glory. From the moment we shove past our wormling brethren in their egg sacks to the very end, we are conditioned to excel, to prevail at all costs. This relentless pursuit of glory, of fame, of self-worth, it leads most of this knight's kind only to an early doom, or in the case of Sir Deluge, it leads to a life of falsehood. A life of low deceit, abusing one's fellow worm knights, shirking one's responsibility, living in constant fear. This knight cannot abide his former commander, yet pities him. There must be more to honor than to lead a life engulfed in endless conflict. Then he looks at you intently. This knight shall ever seek that honor out when all of this is ended, Master Reader. Thus he vows to you, and he is ever grateful that your guidance led him to this new awakening. But until such time, this knight is duty-bound unto the Nightwings. This, the fulfillment of our plan and our pursuit of freedom, is to be his final quest. 47% now. For what awaits him afterward is no mere quest. The honor that this knight has sought, it cannot be fully achieved through knighthood, can it? It requires something more. I trust you understand. He slithers off, his head held high, though not merely in pride, something has changed in him. Also, interesting detail, he almost always says this one, and that very last sentence, he says, I trust you understand. He uses I. So that's interesting. So Gilman has gained +2 presence permanently. Wish him well. I love the ... permanently. The game is excited to tell me, and I appreciate it. Ooh, event. You soar near to the border of the sand folds where your companions first found you the downside long ago. There's nothing for you there and you wish never to see it again. That's it. That's all it gets. My, that was a bit of a close call there, Nightwings? You think that you can simply cut us down like last time, is that it? Actually, no, I really didn't see you there. Now then, we've a most pressing engagement soon, so I'm afraid we've little time for chat. Much as I do cherish our exchanges, we must beg your leave. Until some other time. Okay, that was on you. I saw that you just kind of wander into frame. That's on you. Sisters, we are under attack. Hold. No, we are merely being mocked. By none other than the Nightwings. Mock us all you wish then, wastrels of the Commonwealth. The sight of you in that utterly outlandish wagon, your mere existence is an affront to the act of flight. Would that my sisters and I could soar tireless and free as once we did, but nay, we must resort to such ignoble means of travel such as you. Now stay away from us, lest our vengeance should extend beyond your Commonwealth and become much more personal in nature. That was entirely on you. I was too busy yelling at the other guy.